Welcome, Taurus. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your April full moon in Libra reading. The full moon in Libra is occurring on Wednesday, April the 6th at about 9:30 on the west coast of the US. So let's get started with your overall energy. And we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card that reminds us of a natural talent that we have, an alignment, a relationship, a special place, or a special gift that we received most likely in childhood, but can also be in the formative years that talent, that gift, that skill was first innocently developed without a lot of expectation, without a lot of motivation to make it perfect, but really developed as a part of pleasure, the pure pleasure and power of self-expression, of being in alignment with who you are and what you could potentially do. So there is a return to that setting, that environment, that talent, that gift, that skill, where you can experience this power of authenticity, this gift, this pleasure that is not tied to earning a living or being judged by others, where you can simply enjoy a talent without any expectations. In the position for your moon, we have the World card. And this World card is indicating the closing out of a cycle of work, service, or effort that you've been engaged in. This is also about the way that you have worked with others and the service that you've provided. You are moving towards the closure of the circle by receiving the rewards, the acknowledgement, the skill development, the experience, the lessons that this particular employment most likely or path of health have led you on. The reason I mention health is because this is affecting this closure and change that you're anticipating, the end of a long achievement, a rewarding achievement, is impacting your habits, your routines. This can be at one level retirement that necessarily shifts your routines and habits from perhaps a life, a decades long of a certain way of having a routine, experiencing your material or domestic environment in a way that will be shifting with the anticipation of a change in your employment or the release of the need to be employed at all. So you are contemplating, anticipating this closure, planning for it, thinking about the next opportunities or engagement participation that may come as a result of the gifts and lessons you've learned along the way. In the position of the Sun card, we have the Magician. Whoa, this is beautiful. So I see you gaining a tremendous amount of faith in yourself, your ability to get to the end of this long road of accomplishment, to make it, to have endured, to have worked hard, to have stuck with it, even if it's through successive jobs. You've always done and applied yourself with rigor and focus on what you felt needed to be done. This is gaining you a new sense of self, a new sense of purpose and authenticity. To release this pattern, these habits, these routines, is allowing you to imagine and create something new for yourself moving forward. This is really about a preparation for this new life, this new adventure you're about to go on. And you're really putting together the pieces of it through even things that you now simply enjoy as hobbies or things, habits, talents, skills, abilities that you are cultivating, as you may not be distinctly or directly planning for a new adventure or way of using your time, employing yourself, but you are preparing by focusing on the things that give you pleasure, that express who you are, learning more about yourself, learning more about your history. This is a beautiful combination that is very exciting to me and really shows the way you're coming into your own power to take control creatively of aspects of your life and your experience. In the present, we have the Lovers. You are in the position of making a choice, and I already see this reflected in the Sun and Moon placements here, where you are really looking at where you're coming from, looking at the way in which you have foregone short-term gratification, having learned essentially how to discriminate between the opportunities that are put before you as to what is best for you. You are invested in the long term, and that means your long-term growth and development. You're accepting that this is a path that reflects your own ability to discriminate between opportunities in life, and is not about necessarily an external relationship, but is about the relationship you have with yourself. This is you creating who you are, realizing you have that power to create your reality by the choices you make, and your maturity in making choices that are serving you over the long haul. It does not mean that there is not a significant relationship that may be reflecting your own inner marriage, your own inner cohesion between your more assertive self and your more receptive self, the part of you that creates and the part of you that receives the rewards of your creation. In the past, you have the High Priestess. This is indicating really some deep mining you've been doing of your own consciousness. This is you really looking at your many histories, not only the various stories you've lived within this life, but the stories that your ancestors may have given you, your culture may have given you, and your ability and desire to interrogate those, research those for finding your own reflection within them. You are now aware that you are intuitive. You know how to access this information that the universe holds specifically to you, your self-knowledge, your wisdom. You're mastering the skill of reflecting, and that is the ability to look at all your experiences, past and present, and really find the core of who you are and what your choices really, what opportunities really present themselves through the self-knowledge that you're gaining. In the present, we have the Temperance card, and Taurus, I must say, you're the only reading I've done so far that has been almost all major arcana. So this represents a very beautiful blossoming of your life. The Temperance card is your healing. And it's so interesting that these come out together because, and underneath the Lover, there's a real, not mathematical in a strict sense of numbers, but this is about the ability to reflect, and this is about the ability to heal. And your ability to make choices to balance out your own internal energies so that you recognize the opportunities and the lessons in your past experiences, and that you can balance those with what is available to you in terms of your desires, your wishes, your goals. You've also learned not only to reflect on who you are and your own experiences for significant meaning, but you've also gained a measure of faith in how you've seen the ability to reflect among other members, other loved ones, that gives you a faith in the capacity of human beings overall to recognize good, to find good out of what an apparent challenge, difficulty, depression, poverty. You've really seen how that can be rebalanced as much on the ability to have faith in who we are, to believe that who we are has all the tools, all the resources necessary to achieve what it is we set out to do. I'm almost scared to clarify. This is so beautiful. I'm loving this for you, Taurus. I am clarifying the moon placement, the world with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Wow, just gets better and better. Ten of Pentacles has been coming up a lot, and I'm reflecting on the way that the 10 represents a shift, a change for you, not unlike the World card. Tens are always about having completed something and it opening up a new level of change, a leveling up of your resources. And in this case, we often associate it with legacy because it represents a way in which we take what we've been given, and we've all been given much. Not necessarily, or most likely, for many of us, not materially, but we've all been given a strong inheritance of culture, spirituality, emotional support, whatever it is. There are many resources available in the world that you have learned to utilize and put together. And in putting that together and recognizing and being grateful for this abundance of opportunities and gifts, you recognize that you have a part to play in continuing to pay that forward, and continuing to make that, to amplify those resources and make it available to others so that they can likewise grow this abundance. That is what legacy is in this sense. That is flavored additionally with the Ace of Cups. And that, for me, reflects the Lovers here. This is the true ability to blend your masculine and feminine energies into a true loving relationship with yourself. And that is reflected as well in this ability to create something that is uniquely you out of that, and really bounces off the Magician energy as well. So the Ace of Cups is your opening up of your heart, but this flow of energy that comes as a result of this deep healing you're doing, how you're being forced to heal as this transition is before you, this opportunity to close out a way of experiencing the world and create and invent a new one. I'm also going to clarify the Lovers in your present with the Four of Cups and the Moon card. There is an offer that you may be receiving, an offer that at one time would have appeared to be a wish fulfillment. It's coming from a very deep place of longing, a kind of longing that you may have experienced for a very long time. This longing is now materializing in your life. You're now manifesting this wish. And because of the tremendous growth you've made, progress you've made ways in which you've learned to pursue those things that you most desire, that reflect the things that make you feel good, that make you feel fulfilled and satisfied, you may be somewhat disappointed in this offer that now comes to you, only to recognize that you've grown so much. You're no longer the person you were when you wished so profoundly to have this wish fulfilled, to have this thing that would make your life complete, that would make you happy, that would make you whole. You're now understanding that that sense of wholeness comes from within you, and it has been through the labor of accomplishing this balance in your life, this opportunity to take what you have gained, what you have earned, and invent something new with that. Part of what that has done for you is it's overturning a sense of mystery in your life, what was not known to you, the challenges you experienced over and over again that made no sense, that seemed to come from nowhere, that were difficult to take any responsibility for because you couldn't understand how this cycle of disappointment, maybe the hidden forces, who you really were, was unclear to you. The alliances that you were forming did not feel to be serving you, and you were having difficulty mining this history of yours that you've now learned to generate through your intuition, through the ability of the high priest to take all of these stories and recognize the through line in them, that they're all about you at various levels and lives in the many stories of this life, but the many lives that you may have lived, or the other lives that have informed your life at this time. This speaks to me a lot about the ability to face difficult aspects of your history, your culture, your legacy, your inheritance, and to really recognize that despite the superficial suffering, disappointment, hardship, or suffering that this history seemed to contain, and nothing but mysterious suffering, you've actually understood that there was a well of self-knowledge that you have now learned to tap, a wisdom that you are now have now learned to make available through your ability to meditate, pray, journal, track your dreams. You are learning to use these invisible forces to your benefit, to your edification, so that you are better informed and better anchored in who you are. This is releasing this flow of self-love that is really helping you to turn over a sad story into a story that you feel reflects the possibilities that exist for you, the tools you have to reinvent yourself. I hope this is resonating for you, Taurus. If so, please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It helps me incredibly. I have pulled the change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. I'm going to leave this here for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, namaste.